Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another reading. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Hi, my name is Bianca. Some of you guys that are OGs of this channel knows me as Miss J, and welcome to Wisdom and Light, where we do readings like this one, trending topic readings, monthly horoscopes, and whatever that's going on in the cosmos. Thank you so much for being here and being present with me. Now, if you have clicked on this video, then you are supposed to be receiving this message. This reading is timeless. No matter what time you find this video or what year it is, this reading is for you. And granted, I was doing a reading for someone else, and I felt that this message is not just for her. This message is for everyone. And I wanted to express what that is. And let's sit and talk about it. So how did this come about? I was doing a reading for a client. I do have some availability available. I do have some spots available. The link is in the description box down below. But I am going to be taking a hiatus after March. So this is a reading that's being done in March of 2025. So if you're watching this in a later year or a later time, I don't know if my books will be open, but if you are watching this in March of 2025, my books will be closing by the end of the month because I will be taking a very long hiatus. I don't know how long that's going to be. But I was doing a reading for a client, and what stood out to me very loud and very clear was a lot of us are going to be going through some interesting times where we are going to question what it is that we need to do, where we are going, and what is the future going to look like. For the very first time in a long time, I felt this wave of uncertainty, and a lot of us have been feeling that way, not knowing what's going to happen with our current position at our jobs, not knowing what's going to happen with our family, not knowing what's going to happen in just our lives, because there's just such a shift that's going on here. And as I'm doing this reading, we are actually in eclipse season of March 2025. We are heading into that time where dramatic changes is going to be a theme here. And I do feel that right now, as scary as a lot of this is, I felt called to focus on what is actually happening for each and every one of us. So I feel that a lot of us are going through, again, a shift that is very uncomfortable. This can be having to move abruptly. This could be, God forbid, being let go of your job. This could be you making a decision that this is no longer working for you. Whatever that this is, right? Yep, 8 of Cups reverse. It's causing a lot of us to feel a certain level of fear, uncertainty, not knowing how this is going to turn out. This is the card that fell on the floor, the 6 of Pentacles reverse. So let's talk about the message that's showing up here. It says here, stand by your commitment. The pink lily, open your arms to receiving and smile. The message of the flower oracle says, you're strong enough to keep the promises that you've made. Don't back out now. Your angels believe in you. The next message is, you've prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. And then you also have simply smile and notice the profound healing and the difference that it makes in your life. Now, when I take a step back and I look at this message, what I heard loud and clear is support. Because a lot of you right now can feel like there is no support, there is no way out. This is what it's going to be, or I'm scared that I won't be able to provide or to do this for my family, or I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to move forward because this caught me by surprise. This was not a part of the plan. This is not what I thought the year was going to start out to be, or how I thought this was going to. A lot of you guys are just in this space of, do I really have to say goodbye? Do I really have to let this go? Do I really have to do things differently so I can start getting everything that I want? Now, for a lot of you, this is walking away from how you were doing things that was no longer in alignment with where you are going. So a good example of this, if you're someone that dates around a lot, maybe you don't really want to commit, You may have this wave of now all of a sudden wanting to settle down, wanting to commit, and wanting to build something because maybe you're tired of floating. If you're someone that's always been in something that's committed, but you feel tied down to it, you could feel like right now you want to break free and do something differently. The point is, you're being shaken from beneath your feet right now because how you've been doing things, how you have been showing up, and the routine that you have been consistently doing for years is no longer in alignment with where you are going. And I feel like we don't talk about this enough on how scary that is. It's scary because, again, if you have grown accustomed to doing a certain thing a certain way for years, and now all of a sudden this changes everything and you become dependent on this, or you need this, or you feel complete when you have this, this is a little bit scary if you've been very about yourself or looking out for your children and not depending on anyone. There's something about this reading that says right now you're going to be losing things, or you have already experienced some level of loss. But the divine is saying that there's something that you're going to gain in all of this, even if you feel like you're not gaining something, even if you feel like nothing is going to plan. The lessons that you're learning, the things that you are facing, it's literally preparing you for what the divine, what God wants to give to you in this moment right now. All right? Literally, if you're someone that wants a child, things could be falling away from you to make space for that child. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're going to lose things, or you have already experienced some level of loss because it's making space for what it is that you need. So the divine is calling on you right now, standing by your commitments, standing by your boundaries, being truthful to who you are, and being honest with yourself is the first thing that needs to take place. We have the pink lily, and pink is all about unconditional love and self-care. We have the eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a stress reliever. We use eucalyptus to center ourselves so we can breathe that in and we instantly feel this level of calm. And it's also a cleansing plant as well when you use it in medicinal remedies and things of that sort. And then you also have the smile affirmation, which is the sunflower, okay? Smiling through it. And granted, that could be a little difficult if you're feeling like everything is falling apart, but I feel that you're going through this because it's going to make you happy in the end. It's going to bring you this conclusion in the end. So we have the Eight of Wands, we have King of Pentacles, we have Eight of Cups, and then we have the Six of Pentacles reverse. So Spirit is saying that change is here. Eight of Wands, things are going to be moving rapidly. When we think about Eight of Wands is travel. Eight of Wands is moving somewhere else. Eight of Wands is moving forward. Eight of Wands is saying we have to make this happen, and it's going to happen a little sooner than you think. King of Pentacles is stability. King of Pentacles is, in a way, for me, I always see the King of Pentacles as a very balanced king. He's someone that knows how to make things happen. He knows how to make something out of nothing, and he values what he worked for. And I feel like that says a lot about where you guys are at, moving forward, making a decision to take yourself away from what you've always known and giving yourself the stability that you have been craving, that you deserve, that you have been praying for. And then we have Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away. It's detachment. It's letting this go. It's letting this be. So when I say that all of this is happening for you or happening to you to make space for what it is that you need, right? Not only that, you have been giving so much of yourself. You have been doing so much with Six of Pentacles reverse. So let's talk about the Six of Pentacles reverse, which is tying into the message that I said to a client, right? Because I was channeling this whole time, but let's talk about the Six of Pentacles because this is the same card that showed up in her reading as well. But I feel like this is for all of us, this message that I'm about to say. Prepare for things to shift. Because right now, a lot of you are holding on to how it's been because it's all that you've known. You're holding on to this job. You're holding on to this relationship. You're holding on to whatever normalcy that this has been giving you consistently. And a lot of you don't want that to change because right now, the last thing that we need is a tower moment or something that shifts and change everything, right? But the divine is saying, prepare yourself for a shift. Because if you're trying to stop the shift, it's going to rattle you and it's going to be very sudden. But if you prepare yourself for things to take a different turn, if you pay attention to what's happening around you, you can make plans on how to move past this with grace rather than letting this crash down before you. Because I got news for you. As I'm doing this reading, 2025 of March, a lot of federal workers have lost their jobs. And they probably got wind that this could possibly happen if a certain political party takes office. Now, not bringing politics into this, but hear me out. The moment that the political party shifted in the White House in America, because we're talking about America right now, this was a clear sign, a clear message. The shift is here. And rather than acting like it's not going to affect us, rather than acting like they're not going to do that, you don't know that. You don't know that. And this is not to say one side is better or bad or whatever. I'm not saying that, right? We don't know what's going to take place. So if there's been talks about this is going to happen if this takes place, how did you prepare for that shift? Because a lot of times we hold on like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And then it ends up happening. I use this as an example of when we receive those signs, because a lot of us are seeing things and we're maybe trying to ignore, like, nah, that's not going to happen. Prepare for the shift. And when you prepare for the shift, however that looks like, how do you adjust within that? What happens when you go through this time of uncertainty? A story that I want to share is I knew someone that lost everything. And this was around a time where you could make $100 to $200 stretch. And I remembered seeing this person making their grocery stretch, preserving, doing what they must, but also finding the time to enjoy. Because as we're going to be in a space of losing, or again, the word that I keep hearing is adjusting, we're going to make time to just be. Especially with Saturn being in, it was in Pisces, but now it's Aries. There's something about, you know what, I'm just going to let this be and I'm going to start enjoying myself, or I'm going to start making the best of what it is that I have. I'm not going to pressure myself on what's falling apart and trying to fix it. I'm going to just let it be. And I'm going to give myself pleasure, whether that be visiting the park, whether that be going to a museum, giving myself the time that I didn't have before, and adjusting to the shift that is here and making the best with it. So I feel that our message here is saying we're going to be facing a lot of changes, but what can we do to adjust to those changes? What's the new schedule that you're going to give to yourself? How are you going to pour back into you? How are you going to make things work for now? This is not a forever thing. This is a moment in time. But Six of Pentacles says you have given so much to this corporate job, to your children. You have done everything you could. But now that things are shifting and this is what's here and this is the new normal, how will you make this work and benefit for you? And interesting enough, Spirit is saying, and when I say Spirit, I mean God, the intuitive message that I'm receiving is, as we slow down, because that's literally what's going on, we're literally all being forced to slow down, especially in America, where American culture is hustle, 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 hustle. We're literally being forced to slow down and to prioritize what truly matters, right? When we slow down, what happens when we slow down? What happens when we simplify our lives? What happens when we cut things back? What happens when we make the best of our situation? Judgment, right? Judgment, Six of Swords, moving forward despite everything. You know? The Hangman, patience, surrendering to the situation that is here, surrendering to the things that you cannot change. The Serenity Prayer is one of my favorite prayers in the Bible. Just felt called to shuffle for you guys. Just felt called to do this for you guys. Death, Six of Cups. Death. Oh, this card is popping up. Death, Two of Cups. Justice. Because of everything that's happening, a lot of you are going to be meeting different kinds of people. A lot of you guys are going to be reunited because we have Six of Cups, which talks about nostalgia, things of the past. Death, the ending of how it used to be and the beginning of something new. Because a lot of us are slowing down or prioritizing different things, like I said earlier, it's going to make space for what it is that we truly need, and that is community. I said this in my world prediction reading, where with everything that's going to happen in our world in 2025, for whatever reason, it brings us more together. It makes us realize that we're not that far apart than we think we are. What affects people over here is going to have a trickle effect to what happens on our side of the world. So I see a lot of people coming together. I see people finding each other, soulmate connections, love. I see people developing new friendships. Their friendship circles are changing. Okay? It invites in, contract. It invites in love. So with the journey card, don't resist the journey that's presenting itself to you. Accept that this is happening. Accept that this is a shift that is here, right? And the heart chakra, taking action, moving forward. Third eye chakra. And the Garden and the Gate is one of my favorite cards in this deck because it talks about holding the key to the possibilities of where you could go with your life. Understanding that this does not have to continue to be the reality that you have to live. You can change it. Okay? You can turn this around. It's by making a decision. And again, the word I keep saying is adjusting to what is, rather than dwelling on what it is that you've lost. Okay? We're just in those times right now where what are we going to do differently? And I feel that for a lot of us, it's opening our hearts to receiving the love that we deserve. It's building trust in another person. A lot of people could be meeting their person this year, or just making new friends, or the opposite, giving that love to themselves and being with themselves and just accepting what's taking place here. Love that for you guys. And with the Garden and the Gate, it shows a girl that knows the potential of what's out there if she takes a chance. She knows what is out there if she uses the key that she's holding here to open the gate and to see beyond her own understanding. So to simplify this grand message, I feel that change is here. And I feel that rather than fighting it, we should adjust to it. We should flow with it. And we should make the best of whatever that's being presented to us until a bigger and better opportunity shows up. And it will. It will. This isn't the end. This is just redirection. This is you readjusting. This is, the seat is now too tight. I'm going to sit somewhere else where there's more room. And I'm not going to dwell on the fact that I couldn't fit here anymore, or that this is uncomfortable for me now. I'm just going to accept it. Because I've outgrown this situation, I have outgrown what this is, or I have outgrown where I live, I have outgrown how I do things. Spirit is saying to embrace this, and make space for what it is that you deserve. Make space for yourself, for you to grow. Because another thing that I'm seeing is a plant that has been in the same pot for a long time, but when you pull it up, there's so many roots. And that's truly because it needs more space. The plant is stagnant. It needs more oxygen. It needs more space to take root. It needs a bigger pot. So that could very well be you, guys. That could very well be your message. Are you giving yourself enough space to grow? Are you allowing things to be what it is? Are you accepting it? Are you adjusting rather than forcing it, fighting? You know, let's make space for what it is that we deserve. Because love is here for a lot of us collectively. We're really going to be reunited with the people that we need to meet. A lot of us are going to be meeting people or reuniting with people that left a very big impression. But we have to be open to that. We can't hold on to the past connections, past this, past that. It's not making space for what's trying to flow in. And I keep saying that, but that's literally the message. So guys, expect for a shift within the next 90 days after you receive this message. You will understand why everything took place in the way that it needed to. And there was a great level of peace. The Chariot, it calls on you to move forward. The Chariot is someone that goes. This is the god Apollo. He is the sun god. He makes sure that the sun shows up in the sky. It's time to go. It's time to move forward. However that looks. Anyways, that's the message. Thank you so much for being present with me. Leave a comment down below if this resonated with you. I would love to hear your message. This was a guided reading. I needed to just get this out of my conscious and just bring it here on YouTube, where a lot of you guys, I hope that this message serves you. And I'm excited to read the comments. And we'll be back with another one. If I get like another download, I'll be back. But let's make the best of it. And sending you guys so much love. Bye.